Morning, sir. Morning, sir. Morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Morning, sir.
Morning, sir. I think your mic is muted. Check your mic.
My mic?
Now it's coming. Now the voice is coming. And we will tell us about oil winning method. How's your mind?
Having lot of kids mic. Yeah. Okay. It's clear now. So, hello everyone and good morning once again.
Good morning, sir. Good morning,
Margo.
Good morning, sir.
Okay. So, I have been a sailor
Good
since,
morning, sir.
good morning, 1993. I have been sailing on board ships and earlier I used to sail on main fleet vessels like the vessels which carry cargo from one place to another. But since 2002, I have been sailing on specialized vessels. These are called offshore support vessels, and these vessels they work in the Bombay High region. Have you heard of Bombay High? Anybody? No. All right. Bombay High, it's an area in the ocean region, around 70 nautical miles or 140 kilometers away, where there is oil reservoirs down below in the earth crust, and ONGC company that belongs to the government of India, they extract oil.
The voice is not coming openly. In front of you.
Hello, now it's clear?
Yes, it's clear now.
All right. So ONGC is a company which does the oil extraction job for the government of India, and since last around you can say 19-20 years, my vessels are working in ONGC, and I am attached to that. So your madam requested me that you got some class, some chapter on oil and how it is extracted and what are the uses. So I thought I'll share some thoughts with you. So basically, I'll start straight away. Oil is, it's a chemical compound, basically comprising of hydrocarbons, and the oil which comes out from the ground, let it be ashore or inshore. Ashore means on ground or from the sea. It's a very viscous. Viscous means it's very thick. That is called crude oil. Now, to take out the crude oil, what they do is, first a survey is carried out of the seabed by seismic support vessels. These are specialized vessels which have, they use sonar technology to find out whether there is oil extraction, oil reservoirs down below the earth's surface or not. Once it is found that some amount of oil is there, then exploration is done. I am talking about the basic steps. These steps actually, if it is done, they take around 3-4 years to develop a well. But I am just telling you the gist of it. So the seismic support vessels, they find out whether oil is there or not. If the oil is found, then a basic drill is done. Drill means they drill into the earth's surface to find out what is the quality and quantity of the oil. And once they find out that it is commercially viable, means amount of money which they spend to take out the oil and the amount of oil which they get, whether it is proportionate or not, whether they will make some profit or not, or whether it is sufficient to spend that much crores of rupees to extract the oil. And then the major work is done where the full wells are drilled into place and oil is taken out. Once the oil is taken out, once the oil starts coming out, then they got platforms on the sea, which are called production platforms. The oil pipe goes there, and from there it is controlled. Control means how much, what is the speed of the oil. They check the quality of the oil, and also they check to which refinery to give. From the production platform, there are long pipelines on the seabed where the oil is taken to the coast of Gujarat or to the coast of Mumbai, where in the coast of Gujarat, Reliance is there. They do the post-production work. And in the coast of Mumbai, there is one refinery where the oil is refined. That is from the crude oil. What they do is they separate the petrol, the diesel, the wax, and all the other chemicals, and that's how you get the petrol and the diesel, which is used for your cars, kerosene also. So this is just gist of it. So I will request madam to start the first video. So you can see it is in animation, but at least you will get an idea how the oil extraction is done.
Okay, sir. I'm just sharing the screen, children, and you just concentrate on the video and sir will explain us what is actual the process. Okay, children? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Producing asset in the Gulf of Mexico, Brazil, and Venezuela. Drilling a safe, deep water well
Yes,
using years of planning and preparation.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
For identifying potential
Yes,
oil
ma'am.
reservoirs beneath
Yes,
the
ma'am.
using seismic technology, a drill site is selected. Shell geoscientists choose the drill site located on the seafloor based upon the fixed well path that will encounter the targeted oil and natural gas. For an exploratory well, in water depths up to 9,000 feet deep, this seafloor location is generally directly above the reservoir. A drilling rig is required to drill a well. In deep water, rig may be on one of three vessels: a drill ship, a semi-submersible vessel, or it may be part of a floating platform. All rigs have a hoisting system to raise and lower the drill pipe, the tools needed to drill the well, a blowout preventer or BOP stack, and a pumping system to circulate fluid in and out of the well while drilling. The time to drill the hole or well bore using the drill bit. This initial step is called spudding into the well. Shallow sediments just below the seafloor are often very soft and loose. To keep the well from caving in and carry the weight of the wellhead, a large diameter base pipe or casing is drilled or jetted into place. The base pipe is assembled at the rig floor, and a drill bit connected to a drill pipe is run to the inside to the bottom of the casing. The entire assembly is lowered to the seafloor by the rig hoist. At the seafloor, the driller spuds the assembly into the seafloor sediments, then turns on the pump. Water or drill fluid is used to jet the pipe into place until the wellhead is just above the seafloor. With the base pipe and wellhead at the right depth, the driller will release the bit and drill from the jet pipe and drill ahead. While the well floor is being drilled, mud is pumped from the surface down to the inside of the drill pipe. The mud passes through the jets in drill bit and travels back to the seafloor through the space between the drill bit and the walls of the hole. Drilling mud is used to 1. Lift rock cuttings from the hole. 2. Keep the drill bit cool and lubricated. And 3. Fill the well bore with fluid to equalize pressure and prevent water or other fluids in underground formations from flowing into the well bore during drilling. The mud is an environmentally friendly water-based mixture of clay for thickness and fine brown rock or barite for weight. At planned depth, the driller will stop drilling and pull the bit out of the hole. A smaller pipe or casing string is then screwed together, connected to the drill pipe, and run down to the seafloor and into the well. To permanently secure the casing in place, cement, followed by mud, is then pumped down the inside of the drill pipe. To separate the cement from the mud, a cementing plug is used. The plug is pushed by the mud to ensure the cement is placed outside of the casing, filling the annular space between the casing and the open hole wall. On some locations, a second surface casing is needed, thus the well is drilled even deeper. In this second surface casing interval, the well is cemented using a second smaller casing string, repeating the same process used in the last hole section. At this point in the well, the pressure in the deeper rock may be too high to continue with the simple water-based clay mud, or there may be the potential to encounter oil or gas. Before drilling below this point, a blowout preventer with a riser will be installed at the seafloor. The BOP stack is a massive system of valves and rams that protect the rig and environment from oil and gas flows should the weight of the drill flow. The BOP stack is connected to a pipe called a riser. The riser connects the rig to the well and allows us to circulate the drilling fluid and rock cuttings all the way back to the rig on the surface. The BOP stack is fully tested before we drill further. Drilling now resumes with the drill bit and drill pipe always operating through the BOP stack. Just as we did further up the hole, casing strings are run and cemented in place when needed to cover up the open hole sections. When the oil and gas zones targeted by the geologists are reached and the presence of an oil or gas zone is proven, a final casing string may be installed if the seafloor location is favorable for future development. This final casing string allows for the future safe production of the oil and natural gas.
Yes, sir.
So as you all have seen, this is a small animation video of how the drilling is done. Here I'll just explain you. There are three types of drilling in the sea. One is a shallow water drilling, where the depth is around, you can say, 50 to 70 meters. Then there is deep water drilling, where the depth is around 300 to 600 meters. And there is very deep water drilling, where the depth is between, as you have already seen, from 600 to 3000 meters. So in all these depths, the drilling is carried out by specialized equipment and specialized vessels, which are called drilling barges or drilling rigs. These are floating platforms. They have got special engines to control and keep them in place. And just imagine, first they have to lower the pipeline from the sea surface to the seabed 2,500 to 3,000 meters below. Then again they have to drill around 1,500 to 2,000 meters below into the mud. Then they find the oil. So all this process, this takes around, you can say, 3 months, 4 months time. That is after they find out whether the oil is there or not. So much amount of hard work, or you can say labor and patience goes there, just so that oil is produced. And then once it is purified and distilled, then it is supplied to everybody through petrol pumps and gas. And in many reservoirs, gases are also there. The LNG gas you see, that comes out from these reservoirs only. Because somewhere down below the oil wells, they have gas, or they have gas and oil, or they have only oil. So once gas is present, what they do is the gas comes out and the gas is supplied to the refineries, from where it is given as pipeline gas, or the cylinders are filled and distributed all across the country. And where there oil and gas is there, first gas comes out with pressure, and later on the oil is pumped out. Oil also comes out. Suppose the oil is not able to pump out because of the pressure down below, then what they do, they start filling the well with the water. As you know, the oil is lighter, it floats above the water and water goes down. Once the seawater is filled in, the oil starts coming up, and again when the oil comes up with pressure, that oil is again pumped into the system. So this is a general idea I've tried to share with you. So if you have any doubt or any questions, you can please ask. I will try to clarify.
Children, you can ask the question if you are having any doubt. Not a single student have any query. You have understood
Children are
what
confused.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
ma'am.
What was the process? Yes, I think all must be having some queries. You know, always with a question. Oh,
They have understood everything. Aja, who can tell me how oil is made? Can someone tell me? Well, oil is there, fine, we take it out, but how oil is made? How does oil come down there in the ground? Can somebody share a thought on that?
we have seen the video just now.
Of the animals.
Come again?
By the dead remains of sea animals.
By sea
Sir, I
animal,
can
you mean-
explain it.
Please go ahead.
Crude oil forms from the remains of dead organisms items such as algae and zooplankton, and that acid millions years ago in a marine environment. These organisms were the domain form of life on the earth at the time.
Yes. So you can understand the oil which we take out, it's not made by the mother nature in 10 years or 100 years or 200 years. It takes around thousands of years for the oil to manufacture. So initially, as you know, if you have studied detailed geography or must have seen on somewhere YouTube or somewhere, the earth, the surface which is down below now, because it is possible that there was no water there. And there was some found of hydrocarbon life over there, forest, animals and everything. And due to tectonic plate movement, that surface has gone down, and on top of that, another earth crust has formed. Now, as it goes down, due to the pressure down below, uh, the the more you go deep into the sea and into the bed, the pressure on you increases. At the sea level, we have zero pressure. As we go down every 100 meters, 1 bar pressure increases. Now you can imagine in your car or car tire, you feel around 5 bar pressure. If you feel more than 10 bars, this much thick tire, it bursts. Same way you can imagine every 100 meter, 1 bar increases. So at 1000 meter, at 5000 meter, the pressure is around 50 bars or you can say 60 or 70 bars. As you go further deeper into the surface, the pressure increases. This pressure, and with the passage of time, the forest and the animals and the algae which we just told, they are converted to oil. So I just want you to imagine how much time has elapsed before we are able to extract. What we have is already there. That means it has been made by the mother nature thousands and thousands of years ago. So have you understood that?
Yes, sir. We understood. Actually, they are also like how the oil is formed. Very
Okay.
I replied.
Yeah, but only one person answered. I thought 5, 6 answer.
Maybe.
So you can show the second video also now. That is a little bit on drilling only. How the drilling is done.
Madam, Sheetal ma'am,
जी sir. Manoj sir, also there.
Good morning, sir. Good morning. How are you?
morning, sir. I'm fine. Before you end up your presentation and your lecture, in between, I would like to speak something, and at the same time, I would like to thank from the Bardsley family and the whole team of Bardsley that you are there as resource person with us, and your presence has really gave a meaning to this particular class, and the children were really, this corona time has given us numerous opportunities and a new style of teaching and new exposure has been given to the students through these online classes, and students can also understand that where we think that it is this online class is a curse, at the same time it is a blessing also. that we can have resource persons, we can have people who can speak to us and can present themselves and tell more things in deeper aspects of the particular topic which are there through your experience, sir. Thank you, Captain Anup, sir, and for being in our midst and helping our students out. And students, I would like to tell you that one question in your PA1 will be asked from this particular lecture, which is not in your book. So, Sheetal Sani ma'am should note it down that one or two questions should be taken from what sir has explained, so that in periodic assessments, these students can understand that when we call somebody or when some important person is there and when he is making you learn, then children have to learn those things and can add value to themselves. Thank you, Anup sir, for being there in a.
Thank you very much, sir. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be here on the lecture. Thank you.
Do visit our institution also personally to my office, and if I get time, I'll get back to you, sir. Thank you very much. You can continue with your classes. I am going to leave now, sir. Thank you, children. Thank you, Sheetal Sani.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
We are
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. So now,
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
that
sir.
two questions are there. Two questions are there, so you better pay attention, everybody. Now.
and children will ask the question, but it is like they are not asking now. And
It's okay. It's okay. They can ask anything.
Offshore drilling rigs have all the functions of onshore rigs, but also need to stay on station in sea states to allow for secure connection between the surface and the sea floor. To start an offshore, a thick-walled, large-diameter hollow tube called a conductor is embedded in the sea floor. With the aid of a fin that jets away the seawater. When the conductor has penetrated about 250 feet, the jet bit is retrieved and a drill bit introduced. The cuttings are just worn to the top of the well by seawater pumped through the bit. A second run of conductor now lowered into the hole. At the bottom of the conductor is a guide shoe that stops the conductor snagging on the well bore. Above the shoe, the flap valve, called a float puller. A cementing tool is connected to the top of the conductor. A plug that pushes the seawater out is driven downward by high-pressure cement that fills the conductor. On reaching the float collar, this plug is captured, and cement flows out of the bottom of the conductor and up the annular space between the conductor. The cement plug tool is removed, and when the cement is set, drilling continues with a smaller diameter bit, penetrating the cement plugs, float collar, and into fresh rock. After a suitable depth has been drilled, the string is removed. The steel tubing, known as casing, is lowered into the hole and cemented in place. First casing run has an attached wellhead. Blowout preventer, BOP, a robust set of valves that can shut in the well even if the drill string is down the hole, is then lowered and locked onto the wellhead. The BOP is connected to the sea surface by a large diameter tube known as a riser, which allows drilling fluid to be returned to the surface. From this point onwards, the drilling procedures are similar to those used to drill an onshore well. With the riser in place, seawater is released by a special fluid known as drilling mud that is pumped down the string and exits through ports in the bit. The mud not only cools, but also clears the cuttings from water. The cuttings are captured at surface and examined by geologists to characterize the rock types that are being penetrated. As drilling continues, sets of decreasing diameter bits and casing run are used as the well penetrates deeper into the rock. Each run of casing is cemented in place to provide integrity, a sealed system top to bottom. The density of the mud is controlled by the mud engineer, adding dense minerals when needed. The aim is to produce a column of dense mud which exerts sufficient pressure in the well to counteract pressure from fluids encountered in the rock. This combination of the dense mud column contained in properly cemented casing aims to control pressures in the well. The BOP provides a further level of security. When the well penetrates a potential reservoir rock, the oil or gas may be detected by analyzing the drilling cuttings for traces of gas and or oil. At this stage, it is essential to gather as much information as possible about the reservoir. To provide most of the information, in the first, the drill bit is replaced with a diamond-style coring bit at the bottom of a core barrel. This can cut a complete section of the reservoir rock and return it to surface for detailed analysis. In the second stage, coring may be replaced or complemented by running a suite of geophysical logging tools, which are run on electric wire line. These are instruments that can measure the physical properties of the rocks as they pass slowly through the well bore. When as much information as possible has been gathered from the reservoir, a decision is made on whether to complete the well for production, suspend efforts with the option to return to the well at a later date as more information on the reservoir becomes available, or to plug and abandon. If the wells seem to have production potential, the reservoir interval is lined with casing. The casing is then perforated to allow reservoir fluids to enter the well and travel up the installed compression production string to the surface.
So children, as you can see, that what they're telling is that on the drilling on the seabed, it's not that every time you can get oil over there. For every 10 to 20 wells which they dig, oil is found only in one well. You know, it's not a hit and run type of thing. The only thing they can do is that the seismology vessel, they can find out, okay, in this area of 5 square kilometers, there is a oil well below, where oil is. And then the drilling vessels, they come and do the drilling and check where the maximum quantity of oil is present. And where they find that it is commercially viable, that this well will sustain, then that well is used, and all the other wells which they dig, they are closed. That is called plugging. They plug the well and it is closed. So it's a very tedious and long drawn process, and it takes years first to find out where the oil is there. Then it takes further couple of few years to develop the well and to make it ready for production. So this is the thing. There is one more video which I have sent to madam. That will show in the last if you get time. The actual it is from my ship where we are doing the installation of a buoy. That is a floating buoy which will be connected to a live well once it is totally installed. So if by that time if anybody has any doubt or queries, then you can ask.
Sir, I am having one doubt. The first thing that had been shown is like some that what first time what they have been taken out. Is it the soil or is it something else from the sea?
Now, once they start digging, the soil, the mud is broken up. First, initially the soft mud is there, then soft rock, then hard rock, and like that, layers of rocks are there. So as they keep on drilling, the rock pieces they start coming out. Initially, what they do is inside the drill pipe, there is a hole inside the drill pipe, and from the top of the rig, the water is pumped in. You know, as the drill goes down and the water pressure is there, so the rock pieces they start coming out. But as we go deeper and deeper, the pressure increases. So the rock pieces there, the water is not sufficient. Then what they do is there is a specialized mud that is called the SAF oil based mud, SOBM mud. So that mud is pumped in, and that mud, first of all, it acts as a lubricant as the rock is cutting. Then it acts also as a coolant. And when that mud is pumped, it comes out from the side. It brings out the rock pieces to the top. That mud is not released to the sea. It is taken to the ship again through a complex pipe system. This is all concealed, you know. one pipe inside another, inside another, inside another. Like
that's what we are seeing. So many pipes are coming. One is drilling, then one is pumping out the things out.
That is there. So this mud is taken out. It is again cleaned because it is pure mud. So they again clean it through various process, and it is again stored for next use. Now, once they start drilling, initially, if you see the pipe which is put, that is of 32-inch diameter. That is called a casing. That casing is put up to a depth of maybe 500 meters. Then another pipe is put that is of, you can say, 28-inch casing. Then 18-inch, 28-inch, then 25-inch, like that, they keep on reducing. And the actual diameter of the pipe from which the oil comes out, that is hardly 3-inch or 4-inch. That hole is only this much bigger. The actual oil comes out from this. Yeah. And all the other casings are put 3-4 inch. That is there. Only this much. And
after once the oil comes out, then it is connected to pipes. To your.
It is connected. Initially, you have seen they are telling about BOP. That is called a blowout preventer. Once they are about to reach the oil, that BOP pipe system is installed on top of the well, and all the pipes are connected to the BOP. The purpose of BOP is that if there is some uncontrolled release of gas or oil through the pipeline system, the BOP collapses. It is controlled by hydraulic and air system from the ship. Sometimes it is remote control also. So the BOP, the purpose of BOP is to collapse and to prevent the oil and gas from coming out. That's why it is called blowout preventer. The full form is blowout preventer. So if any oil is released and fire is on top, or if any problem is with the oil which cannot be resolved without closing the well, so they execute the BOP command, and the BOP shuts the well immediately to prevent any further damage and to be safe for everyone.
Anybody else wants to ask something?
So why doesn't that pressure pipe?
Wait, let Aryan ask her. Wait, let Aryan ask first, then you ask. Okay, beta? Yes. Aryan ask. Aryan, ask your question, beta.
Sir, how do you know where the oil is?
Yeah. What they do is, have you seen? Okay, I don't know whether in that place, are there any hand pumps in your place? Have you seen a hand pump?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But
Yes.
So, how does the person find out whether water is down below? Have you ever thought? You know, they must have shown on TV. Some people, they have the ability, natural ability that they carry two pipes like this, and where water is there, it starts rotating. You know, that is a God gift to them. Alright. So for oil, what we do is, there is the vessels, they have got sonar. Sonar are equipment, they emit sound waves, which go and hit the seabed, and once those sound waves are returned back, they come with the signature of the seabed. So those sound waves are analyzed by special systems. They catch the sound waves and they analyze, and by that analysis, they find that whether oil is down below or not. Now these sound waves, it's not that they get reflected from the surface. They penetrate the earth's crust and go down below 1,000 meters, 2,000 meters, and when that reflection comes, they are able to analyze through complex computer systems whether oil is present or not. You see, when we speak, we emit sound waves. Now I'm speaking to you, my throat is contracting and expanding, and through which waves are created, and you are able to hear it. You understand? Same way, sound waves are created through artificial means, that is called sonar, and that hits the ground, and once the reflection comes back, they analyze it and they are able to determine whether oil is there. Okay, anybody else?
So can I?
Yeah, tell me please.
Sir, why doesn't pipe broke out, sir, in that much pressure?
Because as you must have seen in the video, first they put a bigger pipe, then they put a smaller pipe, and they pump cement down below. That cement is pumped, and that from the bottom hole, that cement travels between the sides of the bigger pipe. So as they keep on digging down, between every pipe there is this much thick layer of cement. 2 to 3 inch thick layer of cement is there all around the pipe. So initial big pipe is there, then cement is pumped, then a smaller pipe is put in, then cement is pumped, then a smaller pipe is put in. Like this, as they keep going down below, the thickness of cement keeps on increasing. And the cement which is used in oil drilling, that is a special cement, which is not used in our place. That cement is not spoiled by seawater. Because seawater is salty, as you all know. So if normal cement is used, it will not work with seawater. Specialized cement is used, that is called neat cement or blended cement, which has got blended chemicals in that. That cement becomes hard in seawater also, and it protects the pipe from collapse.
Okay. Okay, but the special cement is used for that.
Yes, yes, sir.
So one original video sir had given us for the ship which he was selling. So let's see that video also. Then you can get the original idea how the ship looked like and what were the pipes they were using. Okay. So I'm again sharing the screen. Look carefully, children. Screen is visible to you.
No.
Yes, ma'am. It's visible.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Some problem is there. I'm just wait.
No, ma'am.
Now it is visible.
Now it is visible.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Sir, I have asked one question.
Yeah, tell me.
Afterwards, let us see this. Let us see this original video. This is the video of ship of the ship which Captain Mago used to sail. Look carefully, this is the original video. Afterwards, you can ask the question.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, is this the pipe you are telling about? Which is
Yeah, this is the casing. This is the casing, yeah. This is the first casing, 32-inch casing.
this is the first pipe, actual pipe. Which
The video is shot in fast mode. The actual time of this operation was around 3 to 4 hours.
some like
Yeah, as you can see, this pipe will be lowered, picked by the crane and lowered. Now here, this is not being used for drilling oil, but here this will be used as an anchor to connect a buoy, which will be further connected to the pipeline. So you can see the chain which is connected to the pipe. You can see the chain.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So that chain will come up from the seabed up to the sea level, top of the sea level, and then it will be connected to a special floating buoy. And with that buoy, we will connect 6 chains like this. And then once that is done, a special flexible pipe will be connected from the bottom of the buoy. It will go to the seabed and it will be connected to the pipe from where the oil will come. The oil will come from seabed through the pipe to the buoy, and once the oil has reached to the top level, a tanker ship will come which will be connected to the buoy, and from the buoy, oil will be transferred to the tanker ship. That is the process. So this green ship is where I am sailing, and the other ship, that is a DSV, that is called dive support vessel. That is a multi-purpose support vessel. It can do a lot of work. Specialized vessel is there. And this crane you see, that is a 300-ton crane. It can lift load up to 300 tons.
Okay.
So it is slowly lowering the pipe to the seabed.
Okay. It's a very nice video we had seen. You know, originally we can see the ship. Originally
Yes,
we had seen the scene. Thanks a lot.
Welcome, ma'am.
We haven't visited that place. Na? Sir will take us sometime.
Yeah, it's people see what they do, but it's very tedious job, little boring also. There is no music played as you see in the video.
But it is very beautiful looking to the sea and the ship for like people like us who haven't even seen these things
Yes, ma'am.
in our life.
Yes, absolutely. So if the children have any doubt, they can further go on YouTube and they, if they type how drilling is done or how oil is extracted, they will get a lot of videos and they can increase their knowledge further.
Who wants to ask the question at that time? Who was asking the question?
Sir, I have asking the question, one question.
Sir,
But you must on your mic, your camera. Then ask the question.
Sir,
Yeah,
the
tell
ship
me.
loaded. Sir, the ship loaded only oil. The boy loaded only oil and which anything.
No, only oil. These are specialized vessels, so they only load oil. Those are called tankers, oil tankers.
Yes, sir.
So they are very big vessels. They can load up to 5 lakh tons of oil. 5 lakh tons of oil can be loaded on that.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Any more queries?
Yes, ma'am.
You can ask now.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
oil is non-renewable source, sir. But if you
Can you
will,
repeat, please?
sir, oil is a non-renewable source.
Yes. So what is the question?
So is there any law that we can preserve oil by which we can preserve oil?
No, see, oil is a non-renewable source. That agree. That's why you see everywhere now in India and the present government, they are forcing more on renewable source of energy. That's why they are getting this electric car which can be charged, and then you see government is forcing on trying to use solar panels where solar energy can be utilized. Because oil, if we start using or keep on using the oil like we are using, maybe another 50 to 70 years, there will be no oil left in the earth. All the oil will be used. Then again, people will go back to Stone Age, where we'll be using a Belgadi to go from one place to another. So that is why government is forcing on renewable source of energy. Solar energy is there, wind energy is there, and then if they are able to do it properly, then nuclear energy is there. We already got nuclear reactors which produce nuclear electricity is there, and now there is a concept which is going on. Maybe another 20-30 years, we'll have cars also with nuclear energy, which will be powered by very small amount of nuclear fuel. And once you put the fuel, the car will keep on running for 100 years. But that is still time. It is on. Still the.
Will take a lot of time for that. Till then, we have to preserve, as we have read in the chapter also, that we have to preserve all the non-renewable resources, even renewable resources. We have to preserve. Then only the sustainable development will be there. Then only we can preserve it.
So I have a question.
Okay, Ashay, on your camera, then ask.
Sir, how much oil is left in a world?
Anup sir, your mic is off, I think.
No, ma'am, it is all.
Achha, the voice is not coming to me.
Sir, your voice is not coming. Sir, your voice is not.
But wherever oil can be found, that has already been found. There is no place, new place on earth where they can find the oil. So what they say is with the current usage, if we use what we are using now, the quantity of oil per day, this oil will last up to 70 years. But as you see, the population is increasing, everybody is buying a new car. So with the added strain on the oil resources, it might finish in 40 years also if we consume more oil. So the less oil we consume, the more oil will, the more we can use it for 100 years, 150 years. So maybe another 30, 40 years, we may not use oil anyhow because the technology will be so advanced that everything will be renewable source of energy. We can, all the cars they will run on either solar energy or electrical energy, and all the buildings they will be powered by solar energy. All the electricity generation station, either it will be a hydroelectric station or a nuclear station. So once the dependency of oil is finished, then there will not be any use of it. It will just be there, or maybe some for some specialized purpose.
That was the thing. Yes. Okay. Any more confusion, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Anybody wants to ask?
Ma'am, me.
No, ma'am.
Who wants to ask, beta?
Ma'am, me.
Anna.
Yes,
Anna
ma'am.
wants to ask. Okay, Anna.
Sir, how oil get trapped under the sea?
How oil get trapped under the sea?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So as I told you earlier, the place where sea is now, maybe thousands of years back, there was no sea over there. It was pure ground, and it's possible that it may be up to the earth's surface level. So that time there were a lot of trees over there. Trees are there, animals are there, and due to some natural phenomena, all the trees and the animals they got extinct, like dinosaurs got extinct over a period of time. So once due to tectonic movement of plates of the earth, that portion got down, and on top of that, further sediments got kept on depositing over thousands of years, and that keeps going down. And on top of that, rock build up, and due to the earth pressure over a period of time, oil is made.
Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir had answered this question before also. He had explained this previously.
You can explain them later in a better way.
Yes, I will. Actually, some more other things. Actually, this is the part of the 7th standard. In the 7th standard, I was not teaching them. So I have told them about the renewable and non-renewable and how oil is.
Okay.
They know. Okay, I'll explain in details.
Alright.
But it is not needed. I think you already had explained them. So it is a very nice session, sir. Enjoyed a lot and just got a lot of knowledge today about this. Yes, children?
You're welcome, madam. Okay.
Okay,
Bye,
bye.
everybody. Have a nice day.
Good day, sir.
Good day, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, bye-bye.
Good day, sir. Bye, sir.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Welcome.
Bye, sir.
Okay, children. So, enjoyed on your cameras first.
Yes, ma'am. Enjoyed. Yes, ma'am. Enjoyed very much. Very much. मैम आज ओम कुछ नहीं बोल रहा था मैं पता नहीं क्यों नहीं बोल रहा था उन्होंने आंसर पूछे बता ही नहीं रहा था मैम वो
बस आ गए अपने हिंदी में हम लोग, है ना? ओम तो asked said 2 questions and you all should ask na if anything not understood. He had shown so much of videos to us, है ना? Original video भी दिखाया उन्होंने and so many of the videos it make it clear how the things are done.
मैम आज मैंने कितना बड़ा एक्सप्लेनेशन कर दिया
Very good. I know how.
मैम गूगल से निकाल के बता
मैं दिया मैम ऐसा कुछ नहीं है मैम मैंने कुछ नहीं किया चीटिंग मैम मेरे को अभी तक वो याद है
Anna, you